Alright, namaskar, good morning, sashiyakal and salam alaikum to all the viewers. Today is a very exciting show lined up today with my wonderful guest, Mark Smith from Canada. And you'd all, I just came to know that his grandparents are from India, Gujarat, and he's born and raised in Canada. So welcome, Mark, to this live show. This is my live show every day.
I love it.
365 days. It's 365 sales, marketing, and business technique. And this, I believe, is going to be the best university or course on this planet Earth. What I share every day. We are covering right now marketing part of it. And then going forward, we're going to cover sales and then the business strategy, leadership, investments, a lot of it, everything of it, So this is going to be 365 days, amazing days. People are very regular here. They look forward to this 11 a.m. show, and we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook also. So I would like to read a quick bio, but before that, a little bit about Tajurba Game Changers. Is the fastest growing community of entrepreneurs in India. Those who have joined for the first time today my show. And we aim and our vision is to connect 10 million SMEs and startups of India in this Game Changers community where they can get skilling, they can get mentoring, they can get incubating, funding, and community commerce. So a lot of people don't understand community commerce, but this is going to be bigger than e-commerce because in e-commerce you don't know buyer and seller. But you are part of same community. We will not have to look outside for any client or customer for our product or services. We can have even our own bank with that kind of community, and we can have policies in our favor with the government, negotiate with the government. So that's the power of community which we are trying to build. A little bit about myself. I'm serial entrepreneur Suresh Mansharamani, two-time TEDx speaker, presidential awardee, and certified Gallup strength coach and a business coach. So welcome you all, and a little bit about Mark. So here is his bio. Have you ever been dealt with a bad hand that is 7 and 2 while playing poker? So those of you who understand poker and play poker, these are the worst cards to have in the game. And you know how it is, right? You have no choice but to fold your cards and exit. That's the time when we deal with that kind of situation. Like currently, a lot of people are dealing with that kind of situation in COVID-19 and feel like you need to exit right now. Your time is over. That's how the life has been for our guest today. But he was too stubborn to quit and accept defeat from all the 7 and 2 movement that happened in his life. From being put behind the bars, put behind the bars to quitting a high-paying job with a salary of approximately 1 crore Indian rupees and building real estate empire with 15 properties worth $5 million already. So that's in Indian rupees around 40 crores in just a span of less than 2 years, precisely 1.9 years. This man is a monster when it comes to taking massive action and getting shit done. He's a Canadian real estate mogul, a life coach, a motivational speaker, and has his own podcast and a YouTube channel to inspire and motivate thousands of people around the world. He's very well known as a 7 and 2 state investor in Canada. Please welcome Mark Smith. Welcome, Mark Smith, to this wonderful show here. It's a great honor to have you. Please welcome our guest today. Your welcome remark.
Thank you so much. I'm deeply humbled to be here today, and I appreciate your passion. And this is your passion, your tenacity is very inspiring.
Thank you very much. So we have a lot of regular guests, and I'll be speaking a little bit of Hindi. I hope you don't mind. So
no
mostly
problem.
my show is in Hindi, but for your convenience, I'll use English. For their convenience, I'll use Hindi also.
I appreciate that.
So my first question to you is, what's one thing which you had known when you began your career?
One thing, that's a fantastic question. One thing, the way we come out, our parents, like my parents came from Kenya, Nairobi, moved to Canada, and every parent's dream is to take their children and put them through a good university or a good school, and then it's like the society has this system in place where you go to school, you get married, have kids, you have a good job, and then it repeats itself. And now learning and seeing what's actually happening, that system, at the end of the day, how many people are really happy? I have many friends that have gone and got amazing educations. They become physicians, they become, IT specialists, but they're the most unhappy human beings because they're not living life on their own terms. So I tell people that I did the same thing, but I lived in prison all my life. I was in minimum security prison because I had the freedom in that I had a paycheck and this kind of stuff, but there was always these rules. When to go to work, where to go to work, when I could take time off. That's living in prison. And it wasn't until I had, been played like the bad hand, like you said, the 7-2 in my world, that I realized it was like I opened up another door and I said, if I'm struggling with this life right now, and there's good pay, but I'm not happy, but I can struggle in something I enjoy. It's the same struggle. Why don't I choose the path I'm destined to? And so if there's any lesson I can tell myself, if I can go back, is, live life. I have told my children that, and I got this from, her name is Brene Brown, which is an amazing speaker. And she was with Tim Ferriss, and she mentioned that she will not pay for her children's university if the children say they're going to go to university and take a certain program. She will pay for their school if they decide to take anything they want and experiment and learn, because the brain needs to be, it needs to grow. And so that's what I'm taking my approach with my children is like, I'm not going to tell them what I think they should be. Let them go and fall in love with what they want to be.
Fantastic. So since you mentioned the prison part, let's come to the question that you had a very high paying job, great job. Then, for some reason, you went to the real prison, and then you bounced back and, dealt with this 7 and 2 card dealt to you in life. So tell us about that. We want to feel motivated because a lot of people are going through not exactly the prison, but very, very tough time in life. I've seen like travel, restaurants are closed, the businesses are destroyed. So your message and what you went through, how did you bounce back or bounce forward for that matter, and built up such an empire and it's still building in 2 years?
Absolutely. It comes down to we're all blessed in that we have the freedom to choose. We have the freedom to choose. And what I mean by that is, so I had a well-paying job. I was married, and I'm actually going through a really nasty divorce presently. It's been ongoing for quite some time. And through the divorce, there was some false allegations. All the charges were dropped, but I ended up spending a night behind bars. But let me tell you, Suresh, I've never felt so safe in my life being behind those bars, because it was when you hit rock bottom. You can only look up. You can only look up. And so it was the most humbling thing for me, where it took away my insecurities, it took away my ego, and I was able to rebuild my life. And having said that, even having a high-paying income, I wasn't happy. I was still in prison. I was still confined to their rules. And all it did was I'm on leave from work because the stress had impacted. I would get these panic attacks, and being yelled at by a senior manager or the CEO as an adult. I mean, it's not right. And these things took an impact on me. And I just said, never again. I can't live in this reality, because at the end of the day, our dreams are compressed by our reality. And the biggest mistake I made, and I tell this to everybody, the moment someone tells you that you're young and I like that because I can mold you, you need to walk away. No one should mold you. No one should mold you, because if someone's molding you, they're molding you into their reality, which is, again, their purpose in their own dreams. So coming back from that, it was I've spent significant amount of time on my personal development. See, real estate is just a vehicle. IT is just a vehicle. Luxury cars is just a vehicle in terms of how you market and so forth. It's the personal development that's 90% of, because if you're focusing on your personal development and your growth, because the brain grows, the sky is the limit. So I said, instead of chasing the money, I'm going to chase learning. I'm going to chase learning. My dad used to always say this to me when I was young, is that, everybody can take everything from you. They can't take what's between your ears. And that's where I am now, is I'm focusing just on that. And I made a pledge. I made a pledge that I will be investing $1 million into my personal development. I'm a firm believer of mentorship. I have 6 coaches right now. So, Suresh, you're a high performance individual. I'm a high performance individual. You look at a Ferrari, it's a high performance vehicle. You need to have specialists on aerodynamics, on the tires, on the engine, on the body. If you just have one person looking at the whole thing, the car's not going to be able to survive. Just like us, we're high performance individuals. We need mentorship from every avenue of our life: health, body, mind, spirit, business. So that's how I was able to overcome all this.
So great message for the viewers here, that he spent $1 million on his personal development. He's got 6 coaches. Being a motivational speaker himself, and such a successful and growing company he has, but he spends a lot of money on personal development. And so you people are every day here 11 o'clock for your learning, for your personal development, and mentor and coaching is very important for everyone. Great message. So what advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career like yours in real estate?
A great question. The old saying was, knowledge is power. With all due respect, that's bullshit. Okay? I can go on YouTube and I can spend 3 days learning to become a brain surgeon. I have the knowledge, but it's not power. I read this recently. Knowledge, so action cures all. So with knowledge multiplied by action equals power.
Correct.
Done is better than perfect. A lot of us are guilty in that it has to be perfect. The timing has to be perfect. This has to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. So it's very important that we focus on the action standpoint. Look at a child. A child does not have these this glass door, glass walls. They just pick up and go, and they fall down. They get off. They get back up, and they get back on the bike. They're not worried what people think about them.
Yes.
What people are going to say. So it's about action. And so for me, people ask me how I'm doing things. I'm just doing, it's just action. Just action.
Thank you. So yeah, knowledge is power. That's another message, that knowledge is not power without action. So action brings the result. So, a very, very important message here. What's the biggest challenge you have with your specific role right now, and how are you going to overcome
it? Great question. When we are on our path of, so I'm a firm believer as well, is that historically I always used to think we are here to find who we're meant to be. But in actual fact, I believe now we're here to create who we should be. So we take this path to chase to go and get our destiny. But what happens is the universe sends us messages and tests to go back to the easy path. So we have 2 choices. We can do the easy life now that will create the hard life later, or we can invest the time and effort now. It's harder now to make an easier life later on, right? So this is where it really comes down to, and that's so this has been programmed in my head. Is that's the only way that ultimately we have a choice, right? We have a choice, and we're one decision away from achieving our goals. Just one decision. For example, today I'm blessed to be on your show in India. This is amazing. The easy thing would have said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to go to bed. It doesn't matter. But no, I made a decision because this is the big picture. I want to share my message. This is my purpose.
Thank you very much for that. And where can our viewers connect with you online? The YouTube channel, everyone, there is a trigger YouTube channel. Subscribe to Mark's YouTube channel, 7 and 2 Real Estate Investor. 7-2 Real Estate Investor. You will see his YouTube video. A lot of learnings there. Anywhere else they can connect with you, your Instagram handle or Twitter or email or anything you would like to share?
In Instagram, so it's the same thing. It's at 72 Real Estate Investor. On Facebook, it's Mark Smith. I just love to, connect with everybody. We all serve a purpose in this world. And we've all been, dealt a bad hand in life with COVID. And it's what you do with COVID. And I commend all of you that are listening to this, because you are taking this bad hand with COVID and you're in a room with Suresh to play that hand in a positive light.
Thank you very much. So how do you continue to learn? Besides, you spend a lot of money on personal development. You have 6 coaches. But how do you continue to learn in order to stay on top of things within your role?
Yes. You know what? It's discipline. It's discipline. And so a lot of people struggle because they feel they lack the confidence, and confidence isn't talent. Confidence is a skill. And like any skill, you need to sharpen your skills. So I really focus on waking up early every morning. I have a routine. So I make sure I put time for myself. And what I do in that is I need to read every morning. So I read. So like the power of reading is just immense, because our feet may not grow, but our brain is plastic. It just grows. And so just reading different books, whether it be personal development books. I'm reading a lot of books about subconscious mind, how to tap into potential, because we all have potential. It's how much potential we tap into. I do meditation. I do affirmations. There's really, they call it the 4 G's. So growth, right? You have grit. And grit is a product of it's passion and perseverance over time. Okay. 3 is gratitude. Okay. And number 4 is giving.
Most important.
Instead of having your hand out to take something, why don't you have your hand out to give? The more you give, I find everything just comes back. It just comes back. It just comes back. It's amazing.
It's come back manifold. You give more than you get, and you get more than you give.
Absolutely.
I personally believe in that. So what does freedom mean to you?
I've never been asked that question, Suresh. What does freedom mean for me? Freedom for me is living. It's living. So we may say we have freedom, but then, like I said, we're in minimum security prison, but are we actually truly living? So for me, it's about just being alive. And, I'm 43 years old. When I began my personal journey on my personal development and growing my personal growth, I could say I'm more alive in the last 3 months than I was for the last 43 years.
Wow.
And I've instead of focusing on what's in my wallet and my bank accounts, I now focus on what's up here, and I'm richer because of that. When I say richer, my soul is richer.
Right. Got it. So now we come to the very important part, rapid fire fun questions. So according to you, it's luck or hard work?
Luck or hard work is what you said?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as luck. Luck is a product of preparation and opportunity when they meet.
Very nice. So there's a question from a real estate consultant in India, Anil Pardeshi. Okay. What will Mark's advise to a new real estate consultant to grow at a faster rate?
Great question, Anil. Rule number 1, get a mentor. Rule number 2, listen to rule number 1.
Okay, so if you are given a 1-minute ad slot in a something like Super Bowl or World Cup, what would you fill it with?
A commercial?
Yeah, a commercial.
That's a great. So can you repeat the question again? I want to make sure I answer it correctly.
I say, if you're given a 1 minute ad slot,
Okay.
during the World Cup or Super Bowl or whatever the most famous game in Canada is, US is Super Bowl, in India we have Cricket World Cup. So what would you fill it with?
Honestly, what I would fill it with is that 30-second slot or 1 minute slot would just be an affirmation for people to listen to, saying how beautiful they are, how amazing they are, how healthy they are, how they can bring wealth to them, and just positivity. The world is missing positivity. That's the problem. There's too much noise. There's too much noise that the world is going to end. People are sick. Government's doing this. People need positivity in their life. So I would actually take whatever that price is, and I would put just a message of positivity.
Very nice. So what's the next big thing? NBT.
Next big thing for me, I'm on a mission. My friend Sahas, who introduced us, he's in the same mastermind as me here in Canada. And I told him I want to reach out to the world. I want to keep my hand out to pull people towards the positive aspect. So my goal is to be a motivational speaker. I want to lift people to the highest potential. And that's what I found my purpose to be, is to inspire and motivate others. So that's what I want to do. I want to just change the world.
So since you and I are introduced through a common friend, Sahas Chopra, and Uma and myself, my wife is Uma, she's right now posting comments in the comment box. Say hi to Uma.
Hi.
So we attended his wedding also a couple of years ago here in India. And we come from network. So network is bringing us together through Sahas. So your take on, Sahas met you at a mastermind event, right? That's also networking. Your take on networking, what's the role of networking in a success of entrepreneur or anyone else in our career?
A great question. Networking is paramount. So going back to the question about how to scale or how to grow your business. It's not, everybody says it's who you know. It's not who you know. It's who knows you. So when you're networking is a collaboration. And the paramount behind networking and mentoring, which I believe they go hand in hand, which is the compression of time. We shouldn't be looking at the return on investment or the return on money. It should be the return on time. That should be the key thing. So when I network, that's what I'm looking at, is what's the return on time and what's the win-win-win? What's the win-win? There's businesses I'll do. People reach out to me and so they'll say, here's the money, take it and go. But if I don't have that connection or that bond, I say thank you, I'm flattered, but we're not the right connection. So it really has to be, you really have to focus on when you're networking, but your networking has to be intentional. The networking shouldn't be going and saying, what can I take from this person? It should be, what can I give to this person? What can I do? So Suresh, what can I do for you?
Today you've done enough. It's a great honor to have you on this show and motivating all the viewers here. That's definitely, you have given us a lot. And how has networking helped you in your career and building your business in less than 2 years? Probably networking must have some role there.
It's massive. Absolutely. Absolutely. So networking is paramount. Now, a lot of people will say for networking, sometimes it's tough for them because I'm obviously very passionate. I'm an extrovert. For some, they're going to be more introverted. The beauty is that we have social media.
Right.
We have social media. And if you're not using social media, what it's intended for, it shouldn't be just by looking at what people are eating and taking pictures of their food. It should be, hey, Suresh, he's a mentor. I'm going to connect with Suresh. I'm going to send Suresh I'm going to watch his teachings. I'm going to practice his teachings. And what I'm going to do is Suresh may not respond back to me, but I'm going to send another message to Suresh and say, I tried that, it worked or didn't work. So the key thing about networking is it's about consistency. It's daily practice with consistency, because practice does not make perfect. It doesn't make. Practice is progress. So networking is practice, practice, practice. Without networking, any business would not be successful.
Right. So what would you be absolutely horrible at?
What am I horrible at?
Yeah.
What am I horrible at? In what aspect? In which area would you say? In
Anything. I mean, maybe you're bad with names, or you're remembering names. Anything you're horrible at.
You know what I'm bad with, and this might get a little too philosophical. Every one of us has a superpower. Our superpower is our strength, whatever that is. So for me, it could be seen as my passion. My passion could also be my deadliest weapon. It's my kryptonite. Because what happens is we get this tunnel vision. And so what we're so good at could also be what's going to hinder us. Okay? Now I could say, on the other end, I can't sing. But
Okay.
I'm not going to go that route. I'd focus more on the business aspect. And that's the thing. Like, you know what? There was I read this, and I'm not sure any of your listeners or viewers like Spider-Man and Spider-Man's. And I'm not a big into comic books and that kind of stuff, but there's a famous quotation. Spider-Man's uncle says to him, "With great power comes great responsibility." In our world, with great responsibility comes great power.
Yes. So your favorite movie and favorite book?
Okay. What book? Oh, there's so many great books. You know, I'm my favorite book right now. It's called Relentless by Tim Grover. Relentless. Highly recommend that. So that'd be the book, and then the movie you said.
Yeah.
Would be. There's so many. A good one is Shawshank Redemption with Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
That was a good one.
I would watch that. So when are you most inspired?
When I'm surrounded by people like you, Suresh.
That's a good one. So if you could teach one subject in school, what would it be? If you are a teacher.
Absolutely. I would like to teach life, because our educational system in Canada is so focused on specific subjects, which some are important, some I believe are a waste of time. So, but life is life, and talking about personal development and talking about mindset and talking about growth and positivity, there's none of that. No, the financial illiteracy is what's hurting every economy right now. See, illiteracy is more expensive than education.
Right.
And COVID-19 is a great example of that. Many businesses, a lot of people are failing right now or suffering because they lack financial literacy to prepare themselves for this type of event.
Right. So what's the best compliment you have ever received?
The best compliment I've ever received, and I get them every day. I check my phone, and it's "Thank you for inspiring us."
Fantastic. You like to sit on a window seat or aisle seat, business class or economy, or first, for that matter?
For me, I mean, who doesn't like to sit in business class and first class? You know, it's nice to get pampered and spoiled. But for me, as long as it's a safe plane ride, I'm happy. That I'm good with that, right? So, and number two is what seat? I prefer the aisle seat, actually, because I don't like to disturb people. So if I need to go in and out, I just like to have my space and not disturb anyone.
So what did you want to be when you grew up when you were 12?
A doctor.
Oh, you wanted to be a doctor?
Yeah, I want to be a doctor. Yeah.
And next 10 years, what's your vision or mission?
Next 10 years. Next 10 years, my vision. So the way this, I've been asked this question before. Is someone asked me who my superhero is, and my superhero is who I'm going to be in 10 years. So that's where I'm going to be. So, and with everything I'm doing, it's the compound effect. It's a compound effect of investing all this time, effort, money into personal development, the compound effect in 10 years. And when both of us are sitting on your private jet flying over Dubai together, we can have this moment. We can say, remember that question you asked me?
Amazing, amazing. So there is probably someone knows you, your friend Vin G in the comment box, saying, ask Mark when he saved a baby's life on an airplane. Tell us about that.
Yeah, thanks, Vineet. Vineet is considered to be a brother of mine. Has been a amazing supporter in my journey. This happened in 2000. The year was 2000. I was actually flying to Puerto Rico, and there was an emergency call overhead by the pilot and asking for if anybody had, medical, if there was any physicians or what have you on the plane. And of course, I was young and arrogant, so of course I put my hand up because my medical background, because I did go to school and did a medical background in respiratory therapy. So I put my hand up and I went to the front, and there was a baby in respiratory distress. So a baby was not doing too well, and I had to get involved in the situation. It was one of those situations that was quite terrifying for me, but just it had to be calm and collected. Fortunately, everything was okay in the end. I had to improvise with the medical supplies I had on there. It was I put the oxygen on myself just in case I had to give mouth to mouth to the baby, things like that. They actually moved me into the cockpit, so I was in the cockpit and with the pilots, and they're asking me what do we do and so forth. So yeah, so that was and miraculously the baby survived. Everything worked out well, and they gave me a first class ticket on the way back.
Amazing, amazing. So what's your biggest strength, Mark?
My biggest strength is my passion, my ambition. That's it. It's about being relentless. I'm, as Sahas says, I'm stubborn.
What is Vineet is saying? Mark Smith and Salman Khan are long lost brothers. What's that?
Vineet is being funny. Yeah. So, going through when I hit rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, the first thing that goes is your vanity. So I gained about 40 pounds, and I got very I was really unhealthy. And it was all this toxic waste inside of me. But before that, I was in amazing shape at the gym all the time, and I used to. And of course, back then, I used to color my hair and that kind of stuff. And I get mistaken in public when I go to Europe and anywhere, and people would say, are you Salman Khan? I went on a cruise, and all these Indian workers, and they're all whispering, saying, yeah, he's related to Salman Khan. He's related to Salman. And I would get these free seats. I'd get all this stuff. And so, yeah, it don't look like it now, but if you saw a picture of me from about 5 years ago, you'd say there is some similarity, apparently.
Okay, so there is a question by someone, Capital and Financial Services. The name is not there, but whatever you are, he says, today is my birthday, Mark sir, suggest me something to success in business and personal life.
Well, happy birthday, first of all. Secondly is something to suggest me something for success. And you know what? It's stay true to yourself. You stay true to yourself, success will come in every manner. But the only way you can stay true to yourself is if you put yourself number one. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish. Invest in yourself. There's nothing wrong with investing in yourself. So if you can give yourself a birthday gift, invest in yourself. Buy a book. Go read Relentless by Tim Grover. Go read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And that's the greatest gift you can give yourself.
Yes, gift yourself a book on this day. That's the message from our wonderful guest, Mark, today. So, what's your biggest weakness, Mark?
My biggest weakness.
Yeah.
My biggest weakness is I'm because I'm such an action taker. I'm the type of individual just goes for it. I don't go through a long analysis period because it's about speed. And for me, I rather go for it. And then if I make mistakes, then recoup that way versus waiting for something. Again, like I said before, done is better than perfect for me. Nothing is going to be perfect again, and it's just about taking action. So taking action can also be seen as is a weakness because I'm not doing my complete due diligence.
Okay. So, what do you first notice about someone when you meet them? First thing you notice about someone, or first thing you notice about me today? We are meeting for the first time.
Absolutely. You know what? I found this. It's about energy. And it's about energy. And when, just talking to you at the beginning, just this energy around you, you're warm, you're kind, you're passionate, you want to help people. That's what I observe a lot now. And that's what I watch for people is just the energy they bring to the room, the energy they give off to others. Energy is very infectious. And that's what I get from you is the energy. And the energy from you is your purpose is to inspire and help as many people as you can, just like my own.
Yes, I definitely practice living in a very high and positive energy zone. So one very important question that you have achieved success in this less than 2 years, which is a very, very rare thing. It takes normally a couple of years, or in our time used to take a whole generation to build something like this, what you have done. What were the three things takeaway for people to achieve that super fast success in life?
Absolutely. So again, it's the investment into yourself. Number one. Okay. Number two is action. Okay. Number three is going to be the networking.
Yeah.
And networking is so important. And COVID has made networking on a face-to-face value more difficult, but it's also allowed us, if using COVID as an advantage, to meet more people than you would have before. So
okay.
I'm able to, when I'm putting out my podcast, for example, I'm able to speak now to thousands of individuals versus just having a conversation over coffee.
Right. So if you could have any three people dead or alive over for dinner, who would they be?
Oh, wow. That is a phenomenal question.
It's so interesting today. I've taken 8 minutes more. Normally, I'm very particular about time starting and finish.
Oh, I'm so
this
sorry.
is the last question, but go ahead. If you could have three people dead or alive over for dinner, who would those be?
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. I love to my great grandparents, and I love history. And looking at the history of events, I love to be in a room with my great grandparents, and furthermore, family's everything. Family's everything, and it's very important that we keep the legacy of family going. So I would like to speak to family. So when I say three people, it would be great grandparents, and great grandparents. So
great. So any your last and the final message for the viewers to have an inspired and fulfilled life?
It's you have the power. No one else has the power. You are one choice away you are basically one decision away from achieving to what your purpose. So it comes down to you and nobody else. You have to live life in your reality, no one else's reality.
All right. So thank you.
And I have a message for you as well. And if I don't do this, and I apologize, because I can't speak Hindi, or I can understand Gujarati. I can understand a little bit of Hindi and that kind of stuff, but I'm supposed to tell you, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका, बहुत बहुत व्यूअर्स आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, जो लोग हमारे साथ रेगुलरली जुड़े हैं, जो लोग हमारे तजुर्बा नेटवर्क के हैं, उनको मैं बता दूं कि 26 जुलाई वी आर हैविंग द biggest networking masterclass, that networking during and after pandemic, because I firmly believe that how you network, grow your network, treat your network during pandemic will determine whether you have a network or you don't have a network. This is a great opportunity to grow your network. Like I'm meeting Mark today, there are no boundary. Networking has become boundaryless. Over 700 people in last 3 months have done my courses here. So join us on 26 July, Sunday, 12 o'clock, and you will learn how to grow your network, leverage your network, and grow your business and grow yourself. So thank you, Mark, for being here. It's been a wonderful time, 41 minutes past, like, just 4 minutes. And we had great time, great learning from you. Everyone enjoyed. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day. Looking forward to welcome you whenever you travel to India and have a great event with you here, your live event in front of people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. So goodbye. Have a great day, everyone.